You are on the channel Cataclysms. Thank you very much for your activity and support. Each of your likes and comments helps in promoting the channel. Review of events for 29th of January. In the U.S. state of Iowa, the heaviest snowfall in 126 years. Unusually heavy snowfall covered parts of the U.S. state of Iowa, setting a new record. 26 centimeters of snow was recorded in the city of Des Moines, falling out in just a day. This rate broke the previous record of 24 centimeters set in 1895. Snowfall lasted just under a day. High drifts created dangerous conditions on the roads of the entire state. In just a day, the Iowa State Patrol recorded 147 accidents, 80 of which resulted in injuries to passengers. 45 vehicles had to be towed from snow drives. Many school districts were forced to cancel occupations. Weather also prevented the flight and normal operation of the international airport. 32 centimeters of snow had fallen at the airport by midday. This was the 12th highest two-day total in the city's history and the worst snowstorm in Des Moines since a blizzard in 2009. Heavy snowfall led to the withdrawal of a powerful snow avalanche in the Kurachinski district of Krasnoyarsk Krai. As a result, Kuragino-Cheremshanka highway was filled. According to the police, traffic is limited due to the avalanche of more than 800 cubic meters on 26 km of the road. 70 meters, traffic is limited. Suffered. Employees of the auto inspectorate recommend drivers to refrain from traveling on this section of the highway, and if necessary to comply with safety measures. Only in the last day in the Krasnoyarsk territory recorded the withdrawal of a dozen avalanche. At the same time, rescuers warn that in the next day because of heavy snow precipitation there is a serious danger of new incidents and urge to refrain from traveling. In the California city of Cornwall, USA, after heavy rains, water from the river hit the lagoon, causing flooding. Monterey County authorities announced the evacuation of residents from flooded areas. Water began to flow into homes located on the lagoon coast after a natural sand causeway broke through. It was damaged from a severe winter storm that had previously caused severe flooding and also tumbled trees in northern and central California. Meteorologists have warned Southern California residents to be prepared for the torrential rains the low-pressure system will bring. Officials urge drivers not to drive through Angeles National Forest, where landslides could hit after fires and subsequent downpours. Monterey County of 8,000 residents were ordered to evacuate urgently. Close several major highways. Almost 360 cities and villages are de-energized in Ukraine. Most of all for snow, rain and gusty winds suffered Nikolaev and Odessa areas. Bad weather in Ukraine left without light almost 360 inhabited points. As of 7:20 on January 9th, weather-related complications, sleet, rain and wind gusts. Automatic protection system, 358 settlements in 7 areas remain de-energized. We will remind that earlier in Odessa region for snowfall 9 villages were blocked. The previous evening in the area observed abundant snowfall, the height of which was approximately 55 centimeters. Also the Ministry of Emergency Situations told about the situation on the roads of Ukraine. At first, bad weather rescuers towed more than 600 vehicles and assisted for 1,500 people. Indonesia's most active volcano erupted, ejecting a river of lava that descended 3,000 meters down its slopes. The sounds of the eruption could be heard as far as 30 kilometers away, officials said. It was the largest lava flow on Mount Merapi since authorities raised the danger level. The lava dome of the volcano rapidly sprawls, causing hot lava to drain down its slopes. After morning rain in several villages, ash turned to mud. More than 150 people, mostly elderly people living within 5 kilometers of the crater, were evacuated to the barracks set up for the displaced persons. Authorities evacuated nearly 2,000 people living on the mountain in the Magellan and Sliman areas in November, but most have since returned. The warning remains at the second highest level, and authorities have ordered people to stay away from the danger zone and around the crater. The 2,968 meters high volcano on the densely populated Java Island is the most active of dozens of Indonesian volcanoes and has recently erupted repeatedly. The last major eruption of Merapi in 2010 claimed the lives of 347 people. A series of avalanches descended from Klyuchevskaya Sopka volcano. On the erupting volcano, the edge of the crater collapsed. 15 minutes, a series of avalanches came down. Victims. At night, Klyuchevskaya Sopka threw out ash for 7 kilometers. According to the Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, the active phase of the volcanic eruption will continue for almost 5 months. Climate scientists are again sounding the alarm out for drastic cuts to the Earth's ice caps. The melting process of glaciers has accelerated by 65% over the past 30 years. Observations of Antarctic and Greenland glaciers confirmed the most pessimistic predictions. During this time, the rate of ice loss increased with 0.8 trillion tons per year at the beginning of the experiment to 1.3 trillion tons in the last 3 years. British scientists estimate that more than 60% of the loss is due to rising air temperatures. The problem affected not only the permafrost belt, but also mountain glaciers. Their mass decreased by 6 trillion tons. Globally, more than 28 trillion tons of ice has become water over the past 3 decades. This, in turn, inevitably leads to rising ocean levels. Climate scientists are again sounding the alarm out for drastic cuts to the Earth's ice caps. The melting process of glaciers has accelerated by 65% over the past 30 years. Observations of Antarctic and Greenland glaciers confirmed the most pessimistic predictions. During this time, the rate of ice loss increased with 0.8 trillion tons per year at the beginning of the experiment to 1.3 trillion tons in the last 3 years. British scientists estimate that more than 60% of the loss is due to rising air temperatures. The problem affected not only the permafrost belt, but also mountain glaciers. Their mass decreased by 6 trillion tons. Globally, more than 28 trillion tons of ice has become water over the past 3 decades. This, in turn, inevitably leads to rising ocean levels.